talking franchises here, bud.
All right, it's July, gang. And you know what that means? It's officially the season of summer. And why not celebrate that by covering a franchise about America's national pastime, baseball? Huh? All right. Coach D-Train over here setting up the show. I've got my partner over there, Logan Adair. What's up, you fucking crud?
Yeah, I'm over here on shortstop, just hanging out, waiting for the ball to come to me. But aside from that, I'm having a great day.
Yeah.
The sun's beautiful.
Logan, did you play Little League as a kid?
Baseball was the thing I didn't do.
Really?
Never,
you didn't play baseball?
Never played baseball.
What did you play?
Played basketball, played football. I'm a great swimmer.
All right. I'm a great swimmer.
I really am.
He's so confident.
But mainly basketball. That's like what I'm an expert at.
What was were you a point guard?
I was a point guard, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I see you as.
Yeah, get
like Jalen Brunson.
I initiate the offense, get everybody involved. That's what I do here.
Yeah.
I sort of take the back seat, let you do your thing. Even though I could at any point put up 55 points, 20 assists. I don't care about that.
But
let you do your thing.
Like a point guard, everybody understands that you're the backbone of the show.
Right.
Yeah. All right. I play baseball, Logan.
Yeah, what were you?
Not
second
that you
base
asked or anything. No, I was incredible at baseball, by the way. Like, I should have pursued it, and I would be a major star today. No, that's not true. But I was pretty good. I was a catcher.
Yeah, catcher. So you make the glove real big for the pitcher, so he has a big target to pitch.
That's right. I had,
and you get the bunts, stuff like that.
That's right, all that. I would throw out guys at second base trying to steal.
Wow, you're good at that.
I was pretty good at that. If somebody had a little pop up, that was going foul, I would get up off my knees, catch that shit.
Yeah. It's hard to run. You got like a whole bunch of equipment on them.
But don't even worry about it because I can handle it.
Yeah, catch all the fly balls back there.
Yeah.
You catch like the fastballs coming to home plate. You get people out and stuff.
Yeah. I did that. Had to stand in front of the plate because they were going to try and knock me over.
Yeah. You ever hear the ump go safe on your watch, or you always got him out?
Very rarely were they fucking safe. I was actually really good at that.
Yeah.
I would get and when they were safe, I would get in arguments with the umpire.
Really?
I got thrown out of more than one game.
Yeah, not to mess with you. You're the Draymond Green of your time. That's basketball. Though.
I know. But yeah. It was the sport I was best at. Like hockey's my favorite sport, but I'm not good at it.
No.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah,
I played in a hockey league a couple of years.
So what do you bet? Are you a good hitter, or you're just really good at catching?
No, I'm good at both, bro.
But you're not a good pitcher.
I could pitch.
So you could pitch, catch, and hit.
Yeah.
Wow, you can't run though, probably.
I was not a great runner. I was okay, but I will say that my team was in the final game, the championship game of the season once, Logan.
No way. What was your mascot called? The Bluebirds?
I gotta be honest, I don't even remember.
Oh my gosh. You gotta remember.
Yeah. But we were in the championship game, and we ended up losing that game, and I was the final out, Logan, because someone hit a ball to the outfield, and I was on second. And I ran to third, and I tried to extend it to a score.
Oh my gosh!
I got thrown out at home.
I was about to say it's not your fault. You get caught out running from second to third, but you tried to make a play, and then you got out.
Yeah. It was dumb. But
they were waving you like, "Keep going, Daniel."
No. The coach at third was like, "Stop!"
Oh no, you can't do that. That's hilarious. I feel like I mean, I'm not a huge baseball fan or anything, but I feel like it was pretty. I was pretty impressed by the way they did it in these movies.
Hey, man, Tatum O'Neal really learned how to pitch. That was mostly her.
Amazing.
Yeah, she is amazing. I've
seen her in 2 movies, and I freaking love her in both those 2 movies.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like you judge Ryan O'Neal. Like, I could have been a better father to this kid.
Yeah, positively. I actually thought about him in that moment where she's talking to him and she's like, "Some father you are."
I thought about him. I thought about him so much. That conversation on like the side of the road. Yeah. I was like, they've had this conversation 100 times.
Yeah, it felt very personal. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. The Bad News Bears. I loved this fucking franchise as a kid. I think I've only seen Go to Japan once or twice, but I watched these first two a shit ton of times.
And you had to have been excited for Linklater. He's
Of
your
course,
favorite
I was
guy.
excited for Linklater. You know, it couldn't live up to the original, but I also like that version. It's oddly, for a remake of a movie from the 70s, like the pace, I feel like is a little more slack just because Linklater is like not that into pace.
Yeah, he's like,
But,
what if the Bad News Bears, but a little more boring?
yeah, sort of. That's kind of what that movie is.
Is it the Everybody Wants Some? Is that a spiritual sequel to the Bad News Bears or to Dazed and Confused? I always heard it was just like a sequel to one of those, but
It's a spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused. It's basically like what if like the kid from Dazed and Confused, Wiley Wiggins' character, went to college and played baseball. But like Bad News Bears is in there too. Anytime baseball's in one of Linklater's movies, it's basically like an autobiography because he played baseball growing up. So I feel like him doing Bad News Bears is like, this is what it was like when I was a kid. And then Dazed and Confused is like, this is what it was like when I was in junior high and high school. And then Everybody Wants Some is this is what it's like when I was in college.
Were there any famous kids in the remake?
I gotta be honest, I don't remember. We'll discover that next
Yeah, that'll be
week
a fun little
on
thing.
the franchise. Yeah.
There might be.
I kind of don't think so though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know a couple of the kids here.
Yeah, me too. You know what I didn't realize? Because when I was a kid, I didn't know this movie, but Ogilvy
Yeah.
is the fucking kid from Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. That blew me away.
Yeah, I really knew him. The girl, Jack Earl Haley, I guess. But yeah, he that's what I knew him from too. He's awesome in that movie. That their whole relationship
He's
is like what
incredible in that
carries
movie.
it.
That is like one of the great child performances ever.
With alongside O'Neill.
Yeah, in Paper Moon. Agreed.
That's probably the best one.
Could be. What about Haley Joel?
Yeah. I never saw Room. People talk about Room.
You love that kid though. You thought he was incredible in Doctor Sleep.
He's amazing in everything he's ever done. He's
Yeah.
hilarious in Good Boys. All right.
He is. Yeah. All right. So Bad News Bears. Let's get into it. It was written by Bill Lancaster. And if that sounds familiar, it might be because he's a Nepo baby. His
Really?
dad was Burt Lancaster.
The swimmer himself. That's cool.
That's true.
That's really what I associate him with.
That was pretty good, man. But yeah, Burt Lancaster, he's the character of Buttermaker is based on him.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
In
apparently,
what sense? Like the
apparently he was
alcoholic?
a real grump. He was a real grump in life.
I feel like they don't really touch on the alcoholism that much.
No, he's an alcoholic through this entire movie, and he never gets better from that.
Yeah, that's like the fourth character trait of his.
Yeah.
We don't really
Yeah.
touch on that at all. He's like, we talk about his baseball career way more.
The first thing we see him do, though, is pour out some of a beer and pour whiskey into the beer can. Like,
I never seen that.
I didn't even do that when I was an alcoholic. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, that was really extreme. I was like, oh, he's going through it.
Yeah, he's far gone.
But then like we kind of ignore it. Like sometimes he'll like be passed out or whatever, and you're like, oh, it's that. But nobody else cares.
yeah, well, I feel like maybe that was true back then. Like no one even really talked about alcoholism. Like you'd maybe like get sent home from work for like a month and like you're like get your shit together and then you'd be expected to come back.
I thought it was gonna be a big part, and I thought I was gonna think that basketball Ben Affleck movie was like kind of a sort of a remake of this in a sense, but that movie really delves into him being an alcoholic.
No,
that's not what this
see,
is about at all.
The remakes of this all happened in the 90s, man. They did sports version, like different sport versions of Bad News Bears in the 90s. Mighty Ducks is exactly Bad News Bears.
Okay,
I mean, that guy, he was like a professional hockey player. He'd fallen on some hard times. He gets a DUI, and then he has to coach a team of misfit hockey kids.
right.
All
Coach
right.
that doesn't really want to coach, getting paid to come coach.
Right. It's the exact same movie. The same thing with Little Giants. That's football version of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure they ever did a basketball version.
Well, the way back, I just said Ben Affleck.
But that's not real. Like the way back's a serious movie.
Well, that's what I thought this was going to be when it started, though, with his alcohol
Oh,
thing. But then
yeah.
it really took a turn. It wasn't that.
No, I mean, this movie is for kids. I watched it as a kid. Like when I was a really little kid, and it had swearing in it and shit. But like that just seemed dangerous to me at the time, which
Yeah,
was
there's
cool.
some rough language here.
But like my dad showed me this movie.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's for kids. It's definitely
Yeah.
for kids.
The second one's way more for kids. There's less of the language, although he does do that little spate of slurs.
He does. Yeah, he does it. I think only once there, and they do it like 3 or 4 times in this one.
Yeah,
Maybe
what
twice
is
over there.
it's Jews?
We don't have to say it. I don't think. I could play the audio clip if you really want it that bad.
Well, what do you expect? All we got on this team was a bunch of Jews, spicks, niggers, pansies, and a booger-eating moron.
Whoa,
Oh
wasn't
my
that crazy?
gosh.
Yeah, wow, what a fucking
Jesus.
weird kid.
I forgot about that one word
But
that he said.
in the second one, he adds wops because,
Right, 'cause of that
there's
guy.
an Italian kid.
I love
on
that
it, too.
guy.
Did you?
Carmen Ronzoni.
I didn't like him. Can I just say,
You're crazy.
when he first showed up in the second one, I thought he was the Tatum O'Neal replacement and he was a girl. And it took me about a half hour of the movie to realize that it was a boy.
Yeah, in the second one, what do? We have no girl. We just don't replace her.
No. Which
Yeah.
is fucked up because like they don't even think about that back then. Like, you know, maybe there's girls that liked this movie and like that audience is just not being sold for in the second one.
But it's honestly like it's kind of more pure that way. Like because they're just like, oh well, that character she's gone, so that character's gone. Moving on to the next one. They're not thinking like who's gonna be our little girl market, you know? Which is honestly the way to do it because you do like people will enjoy it more, like girls will enjoy it more. But also like the thought process that goes into that's kind of icky.
Then you know what? It should have been maybe like or they I don't know, give a bigger role to that girl who was a crush on Ogilvy, or like
It's true. I thought they were going to.
or like let the William Devane character be like his long lost mom.
And then she coaches them?
Yeah,
Huh, woman coach. Yeah, that'd be good actually.
right.
I forgot
There's
about those 2 characters. Yeah, that one girl really likes Ogilvy. She even says like I'm falling in love with him or something, and then like, she disappears from the movie right after that.
That's the last time we see her in the movie.
Yeah, I'm
She
pretty
says,
sure
I
she's
think
gone.
I'm in love,
And then she's gone from the movie.
Yeah,
You're right about. I forgot about her, but yeah, they were setting her up, and then she disappeared.
yeah, for sure. All right. So anyway, Bill Lancaster. He wrote this movie. He only wrote 3 movies in his life, and then he died of a heart attack at 49.
Oh my
All right.
goodness.
But listen to the 3 movies:
Okay.
The Bad News Bears. Bad News Bears go to Japan. And John Carpenter's The Thing.
Holy shit! So he skips out on the second one, comes back for the third one, and then does
Yeah.
the thing. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And then
I
died.
know. What a
He died-
career.
What year did he die? Soon after the thing, or what?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I'll look it up.
Who? This is Bill Lancaster.
Bill
Oh, he
Lancaster.
died in 1997.
Oh, so he like
15
was
years
around
later.
for a while. He just like wrote The Thing and dipped from Hollywood.
Yeah, that's fine. He's
What
a
a
nepo
weird
baby
guy.
and also got paid for a few scripts.
He's also married to a nepo baby. His father-in-law was Ernie Kovacs, the comedian.
I don't think I know who that is.
Oh, all right. Well, he apparently had a daughter that I'd never heard of named Kippy Kovacs.
Kippy.
And
That's
was,
a fun name.
yeah, that is a fun name. I feel like I want to have a kid now just so I can name her Kippy. And yeah, she was married to this guy.
Is that short for something, or that's just the name Kippy?
As far as I can tell, her name's Kippy.
All right. Yeah, never heard of that.
All right. What do we got here?
What do we got?
So what do we got? All
the
right. so our-
director, Michael
the
Ritchie?
director is Michael Ritchie, who was sort of a journeyman guy in his life. Would you believe that I have a ranking of Michael Ritchie?
Yes, I do. Of course, you have a ranking of everyone who's made over 5 movies.
I guess that's true. All right. I've seen 9 movies by Michael Ritchie.
All right, I'm gonna guess number 1.
Go for it.
Fletch.
No, Bad News Bears.
Oh, okay, that would be number 1 on Henry's list.
Yeah, I would. All right. Number 9, which also might be number 1 on Henry's list, even though it's terrible. The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
He loves that fucking movie. Number 8, Fletch Lives.
No,
He
that
came
would
back-
be last. Come on.
No.
Oh, you
I'm
said the
telling
other
you.
one would be first. Did you say?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fletch Lives comes back here. He returned for that sequel, but not for the Bad News Bears sequels. Number 7, guy likes sports movies, and here's another baseball movie. It's a film called The Scout from the 90s, where Albert Brooks played a scout, and he was scouting this exciting new pitcher played by Brendan Fraser.
Okay, that sounds fun.
You like how I pronounced that right?
Yeah, you really nailed it recently.
Thank you. I've been keeping.
It's a
up with it.
comedy.
It's a comedy, yeah, but it's a
Okay.
little bit of a dramedy, if I recall. It's got some serious moments.
It's like that movie, that Adam Sandler movie, Hustle, but that's like a pretty drama. That's not that funny.
No, that's more serious than this.
Right.
All right, number 6 is The Couch Trip, and that he reunited with Walter Matthau for that movie, and Walter Matthau was like an escaped mental patient.
Okay. That sounds fun.
Yeah. All right, and then number 5 is a TV movie he directed, but that was like pretty high profile at the time, called The Positively True Adventures of the Alleged Texas Cheerleader Murdering Mom.
It's a long title.
Yeah. They really went for it with that title. Holly Hunter's the cheerleader murdering mom.
Hell yeah.
I watched it on YouTube recently, so like, check it out, gang, because it's pretty good, but it looks like shit on YouTube, so maybe get a better version. Number 4, The Candidate, which he had done before Bad News Bears. That was like a big political satire with Robert Redford.
Didn't they remake that? Wasn't that name of that Will Ferrell movie? Zach Galifianakis?
No, that's The Campaign.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
That's all right. Number 3, this one's good. It's a football movie he did in the 80s called Wildcats, where Goldie Hawn is coaching a football team,
Right. Is she good at that?
Yeah, that's a great movie. Hilarious. And also it's a secret Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's pre White Men Can't Jump and Money Train, and they're both in it.
That is really cool. There's a little trilogy there.
That's right. All right. And then Fletch is great, and Bad News Bears. Those are his twin triumphs, if you ask me.
Okay, those are both pretty good. I don't know which one's better. I like them both pretty equally.
Yeah, it's tough.
Both solid 4s, I'd say.
They are both solid 4s.
See lots of 3s on this movie on Letterboxd.
For Bad News Bears?
Yeah, Hank Beast, Jimmy Boot.
Yeah,
Matty
Jimmy Boot
Rags.
just watched it for the show, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see some 3s, yeah, but they're wrong. It's a 4.
I was just really impressed.
Yeah, I love this movie. This is like probably one of my most watched movies as a kid.
Wow, I understand that.
Anyway.
I feel like mine, for little kids my age, we had The Sandlot, and for kids your age, you had the Bad News Bears.
Well, I mean, we had The Sandlot too, man. That came out when I was like 7 years old.
Oh, all right, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I liked The Sandlot as a kid. We watched that. I remember watching that in school a lot. Like at the end of the year, there's that like week where like you're not really doing any work anymore, so like you just watch movies.
Right.
I remember watching The Sandlot like more than once during that space.
Yeah, we watched Finding Nemo a lot.
That's good. All right, this so what happened here was they had trouble casting it.
Okay.
They cast originally in the Tatum O'Neal role Jodie Foster, but then Jodie got the offer for Taxi Driver, and she dropped out and did that instead.
This is like, I feel like you have to know how to play baseball to be in this movie. Does she know how to play baseball?
She's a lesbian.
Is it really Jodie Foster lesbian?
Yeah, she doesn't talk about it a lot, but she is.
Maybe I did know that, actually. It kind of rings a bell. But because I was watching her.
Not
O'Neal
that being
pitch.
a lesbian is a prerequisite for being good at sports.
I thought it was funny. But I feel like I was watching O'Neal pitch and I was like super impressed. So I feel like I would have to feel the same way watching Jodie.
Well, I assume they were going to put him through training no matter what. But, Jodie was like, I want training on fucking instead.
Yeah, may as well do that, I guess.
Yeah. So they got Tatum O'Neal, and because it was like late in the casting process, Tatum O'Neal got a pretty penny for this movie. She got $350,000 up front and a percentage of the grosses.
Whoa.
All right, and this movie was a hit. So supposedly she ended up making like $2 million from the grosses alone.
Hell yeah, good for you, Tatum.
Yeah, not bad. Same thing happened with Buttermaker, man. They offered this to two dudes who turned it down before getting Mathau. Steve McQueen and Warren Beatty turned this movie down.
Okay, yeah, that would have been good. But I like
I don't think they would have been good. I feel like they're like too, like, I don't like handsome.
Come on.
You need a guy that like doesn't have his shit together.
What about the guy in the next movie?
What guy in the next movie? William Devane? Well, he has his shit together too much. I don't think that's good casting.
I think it's fine.
I'll say the second movie was not as good as I remember it being.
I agree. I mean, I don't remember it being anything, but it's not as good as the first one. But I was kind of into it, and I like that lead guy. I thought it was good. I thought it was like he gave a good like athletic performance.
No, he's a good actor, William Devane. But like, he doesn't come across like a deadbeat dad to me. He seems like a dude who has it together.
I don't know. I feel like anyone can act that kind of.
You ever see Rolling Thunder?
No, never saw it.
See, William Devane like ended up being like a character actor for most of his life, but this was like a weird period in the 70s. Like that movie came out the same year as Bad News Bears and Breaking Training. They were like trying to make him a lead. And Rolling Thunder is like a pretty good, like it's like a Death Wish almost kind of a thing. And he's the main guy, and it's worth checking out.
Okay, I definitely will check that out. I like this guy. Well,
Yeah,
a lot of people had that era though. Like if you look at a lot of like guys, they have like a few movies where like we were getting pushed. Chris
they
O'Donnell,
tried him out
you want to look at.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell. They tried too long with him.
You can even look at O'Neal. He was like a lead actor for however 5 years, 10
But
years.
he should have been. Like Ryan O'Neal, I still don't understand why he didn't just get to be a movie star longer.
Well, the thing is, he was an asshole.
Was
I think that was the story with him. I mean, he was to his own daughter.
I know he was to his own daughter, but we didn't care about that back then. Was he to like filmmakers?
I mean, that's all I've ever heard about him was he was like a jerk.
I do remember he talked shit about Barry Lyndon after it came out, so maybe it was like a Katherine Heigl thing.
What? I don't understand that. Why would he do that?
I don't know. He like didn't like the movie.
Ugh, bro, come on.
Yeah, I know.
Just shut up at that point.
Agreed.
Say, yeah, it's my favorite movie.
Right. That's what
If
Heigl
Letterboxd
should've
says,
done
what's
too.
your top 4 favorites? Say Barry Lyndon, The Shining. I don't know if that had come out yet, but just say like all his movies
and your own movies, Paper Moon.
Exactly. That's actually what people do. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you're in Challengers. What are your 4 favorites?" And they'll be like, "Oh, Suspiria, Bones and All, Challengers, and whatever the Timothy Chalamet one was called."
Call Me by Your Name.
Right. I guess he's in 2 of them, but I meant Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah. Okay. So Mathau got $750,000 up front, but also a percentage of the grosses. So he and Tatum made out like bandits in this.
Yeah, these producers of this movie didn't make any money in the end. They were
yeah,
just like,
I
shit,
know.
we gave all of our
That's why they made the sequels.
and dropped those 2 so they could finally make money.
That's right. Good point.
We
man.
nailed it. We just figured it out.
The budget for this was $9 million. It ended up making $42.3 million at the box office. It was the number 10 movie of 1976. Number 9 was Midway, which was a Charlton Heston World War II thing. And then
We just had a remake of that.
Yeah, by Roland Emmerich.
Yeah, that's right. Did you ever see
And-
it? Who's your
No,
favorite?
it's one of the few Roland films I haven't seen.
You got to see it.
I know, maybe I should, but it didn't have any aliens in it.
Right.
Yeah,
He did Moonfall and then he went right into that one?
I think he did that before Moonfall.
Oh, shit. No way. Moonfall's his last one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Moonfall's his most recent.
And you gave that a
masterpiece.
5. Yeah,
That's
masterpiece.
right. And number 11 on the list was Silent Movie, which was the Mel Brooks parody of silent movies.
Right. I've heard of that one.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into it.
All right, let's get into it. Let's talk baseball.
Walter Matthau plays Morris Buttermaker.
Great name already.
It is a great name. He used to play like minor league ball. Is that
I
what they
believe
said?
that is the case. Yes.
Yeah, but he once or a couple times maybe struck out Ted Williams in like preseason game.
Yeah, that sounded like a big deal.
Yeah. Well, he was huge. Ted Williams, he's the last guy in baseball history to hit 400 in a season.
Yeah, he's a guy I've actually heard of, so he's
Yeah.
a big deal.
And he also pitched a no-hitter at one point. He's like famous to some baseball nerds.
Buttermaker pitched a no hitter. That's impressive.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I found out, by the way?
What?
We cover TV shows sometimes on this show. They made a Bad News Bears TV show.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. It was on CBS. It ran for 2 seasons, from like 1979 to 1981 or something. And Jack Warden played Buttermaker, which is actually pretty good casting.
Yeah, I see it here. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. And wasn't somebody else good in it? Are you looking at it?
Yeah, I'm Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman. That's what I was thinking of. He played like the third baseman, Reggie.
Okay. Is Reggie one of the characters in the movie? I don't.
Yeah, yeah. He's the one with the dad.
Wait, what?
You remember the dad? He's like the one that like sets up the team.
Oh, I thought you meant Jackie Earl Haley because he had the dad in the second movie, but he's Kelly. He had a name Kelly. By the way, I thought you were going to start the episode saying you're Daniel Engelberg.
That's true, man. One of the few Jews on the team. There's also a player named Stein.
That's true. I feel like I never really got a grasp on who he was, but Engelberg. We
Now,
recast him in the second movie.
Famously, when I was in high school, my friend Omar, because I was always struggling with my weight, would call me Daniel Aaron Fat.
Right.
And do you think this kid in high school got called Engel Fat?
Yeah, he probably did by his Omar.
Yeah, his own little Pakistani shit heel. All right.
Aaron Fat. That's hilarious.
Ugh, it is not. I mean, it is, but like at the time, like it was the thing I was most self-conscious about. I was always
course.
trying to lose weight.
Every kid, that's like the thing they're most.
I used to
self-conscious
like
about.
bring these shitty turkey sandwiches to school and like with like no condiments on them or just like white bread and turkey. And like my friends would go out to eat at like Chinese restaurants, like pizza places, and I'd like bring the turkey sandwich and eat it there.
Trying to lose weight. You think that?
Yeah.
that was a good one. You should have brought
Yeah.
salads. Would have been better.
I would eat those little sandwiches and have a Diet Coke. But I did lose a shit ton of weight, dude. I lost so much weight that it fucked up my gallbladder.
Damn.
I had to get my gallbladder removed.
So you sort of had like an eating disorder in
A little bit.
middle school or high school.
High school, yeah.
That's so sad.
I know. But make it up for it now. I ate McDonald's last night.
Did women notice you better when you lost a little bit of weight though?
Yes. It,
Yeah.
like clearly.
And you were like, oh, I
And
guess
so
it
it only
I
inspired
say
me to do
women.
it
You're
more.
in 9th grade or whatever.
Yeah, it's true. I guess I wasn't hooking up with women back then.
No, I hope not.
Just some kids. But I was a kid too. All right. What do we got here? Let's talk about the team.
Yeah, let's do it.
Who are some of your faves?
I really like Tanner Boyle, played by Chris Barnes.
He's the best, isn't he?
He's
I,
awesome.
I think he's the clear best.
He might be. I really loved him. I love how sweet he was in the second movie. Like with I watched a movie last night. I think he doesn't tell him what movie it was. I really didn't like that part. But he's like, I watched a movie. I think you'd like it. I was like, oh, I really thinking about his friend while he's watching a good movie. Thinking like,
Well,
you'd enjoy this one.
Yeah, and it's because Lupus is like injured in the second movie, and so he's like in the hotel room. He watches Newt Rockne All American with Ronald Reagan, and that's like the true story of like a Notre Dame football coach. And like the famous thing is win one for the Gipper, you know. And so at the end of the movie, he starts going win one for the Looper.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's not. I thought it would make a lot more sense, like if we couldn't get the actor, so it's like he's off screen and we're doing it for that actor who couldn't be in this movie. But we had him available, but he's like only in the first scene and he's in bed, and then we leave him to go do the movie. It's pretty weird.
I too thought that was strange. Like when they were talking about Lupus injured, I was like, oh, I guess they didn't get that kid back.
And then we go
Then
see
we go
him,
visit him in his fucking bedroom.
and then that's like it. That's all he's in there for one scene.
Yeah, it's
such an
true.
odd decision.
Like, why couldn't they have? Like, I feel like a movie now, or going back to the '90s, like they would show like the Little League game would be like on television for some reason,
Yeah.
and you'd like cut back to the bedroom and Lupus is like freaking out.
Absolutely. But no, none of that here. The
No.
game just happens and then the movie ends.
After that bedroom, he's just done. That's
What?
that's
It
a
was so
feature
weird.
wrap on Lupus.
Yeah, everyone. All right, that's it for Lupus. Give him a clap. We all clapped
Yep.
that day for Lupus on set.
I like Lupus, man. I like that Mathau calls him Lupus.
Yeah,
He keeps getting corrected.
me too. I like all the
Uh,
kids, honestly. They were all had like little distinct things.
I gotta be honest. Yeah, like there wasn't usually in a movie like this, there's a kid or two where I'm like, that kid was annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But I like all the kids in this movie.
I do too. Even they have two little Mexican brothers. They don't really do too much, but I think that they're funny, and I like all.
You know
the
what I
shots of them.
did like was in the second movie, they do a montage of all the kids eating like dinner at home.
Yeah,
And you see those Mexican kids, and of course they have like a million brothers and sisters, and they're eating from like a giant like tub of rice in the center.
yeah. Lots of great stuff. with that.
Sure, great stuff. But yeah, I mean they get into it. There's the black kid Ahmad. He's really good too. I like that conversation in the tree with Mathau. Where
Yes,
Mathau tells him that like Hank Aaron, like
he messed up in a game in middle school, and if
Right.
people told him to stop, we would never know who he was. And he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, that's crazy."
everyone knows Hank Aaron had like 42 errors in middle school or whatever.
But he
yeah.
kept going.
Yeah.
That was so good. Yeah.
It's great. And he tells me he had the sun in his eyes. And I like later in the movie, you can see him. He starts wearing those like reflective glasses.
Yeah, and I guess we already talked about Ogilvy, the actor, but I like the character. He's cool too. He's like a kind of a nerdy guy, but he like wants to be kind of cool, wants to be like one of the team. I don't know.
Yeah, he's not super interested in playing, but he clearly loves baseball because he's really into like statistics and shit.
Loves the numbers. Yeah,
Yeah, so he just sort of like hangs out on the bench, like compiling the sheets.
but I like that he is a player. That I like the part in the second movie where Kelly's dad is like, "All right, if you can't do it anymore, I'll go get Ogilvy to come back out here." I was like, "Oh yeah, he's still an option." I forgot about that. That's cool.
Yeah, and Mathau does put him in like the last game, like when
Yeah.
he like puts in all the shitty kids.
Yeah. So he's one of the shitty kids, I guess.
I guess, but he's not one of the shitty kids in my heart. He's the kid from Alice Doesn't Live Here anymore.
He's actually probably a good player. He just decides not to play. It's more what it is.
Yeah, he's really like the third most well-known kid actor in the movie. Like
Yeah.
one of the only ones, but like, he's just the character's not that great at baseball.
I mean, is Jackie Earle Haley famous before these movies? He's probably the second most famous one.
I'm not sure.
Heading in.
Yeah, he's probably is second most famous heading in because Jackie Earle got famous off these movies.
Yeah, I think that
He's the only. I'm pretty sure he's the only kid in all three.
really.
Yeah, because they
Okay.
didn't get most of them back for the Japan one.
That sucks.
I know.
Hope they get Tanner back.
I don't
Second
think
one
so.
starts out sort of like that kid screaming like, "Hey, we're at practice!" And I was like, "Oh fuck yes, they got Tanner back. He's awesome."
Did you realize that it was a different fat kid in the
Yeah, oh,
second
totally.
movie? I didn't.
That's crazy. He has like a southern
Yeah, I was-
accent. He's like, "Hey, but I don't want a chicken wing right now." It's like, what? Where are you from? How are you from Kentucky now?
I thought the kid just like had developed an affectation.
That's crazy. Well, is it this guy in the third one from the second movie?
I
Back
don't
in the
know.
third one?
I haven't seen the third one in ages, but we'll find all that.
You
out
wouldn't know
next
anyway. You think it's the same guy from the first one, so it
Yeah,
wouldn't
see, yeah, it wouldn't penetrate me. But yeah, the only one thing I remember is that Jackie Earle Haley's definitely in it.
Okay. The weird thing about his character is when I think of Jackie Earle Haley, obviously I think of being a child molester because he's played two child molesters. 'Cause
Yeah.
he played Freddy Krueger, who was a child molester in that remake, and then he is in Little Children. He cuts his. I mean, spoiler alert. I don't want to say too much. But so here I think of him. He's like the jock.
He J-Zo in that car next to Jane Addams.
Oh my
That's
god.
the scene I always think of.
Yeah, what a disaster.
Oof.
But here it's weird because he in those he's like the weird like shrivelly nerd, and here he's the jock, but he's like still
Yeah.
a shrimp. But
Yeah,
compared to,
you know
like,
what's
everyone else,
wild
he's still
though
good.
is he's got to be the only kid in history who looks like a child molester as a kid.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good call.
It is crazy. That guy just has child molester face and has just had it. Like it's like I could picture him like coming out of his mother's womb, like just as a baby, and like the doctors are like, I feel like this. I don't want to put him in the nursery with the other babies.
Yeah, I'm glad there wasn't a twin in there. Could have had some problem.
Maybe
Yeah.
there was. He could have maybe absorbed it.
Yeah, one of those things.
That's a thing.
yeah.
I just saw that on Nip Tuck.
That's a thing from Omen for the Awakening.
Oh no, that's where I saw it. Open for the Awakening. I'm sorry.
You thought that was
There's a lot
Nip
of
Tuck?
weird. There's a lot of weird shit like that on Nip Tuck. Yeah. Anyway, so Buttermaker, he's gonna coach this team, and they have a gathering for the coaches at a Pizza Hut.
Mhm.
All right, and this probably my favorite scene of the movie, just because they don't make Pizza Huts like this anymore.
It's true. Pizza
I
Hut
feel
used
like-
to be like a real luxury to go to.
It's true. You go to a Pizza Hut now, it's like in a strip mall or something.
yeah,
You know,
and it's
That-
cardboard probably.
back then you'd go to a Pizza Hut, it'd be in a hut-shaped building. All
Yeah, it'd
right,
be like you're teleported to another world. The lights in
Yeah.
there would be cool.
But yeah, they'd have those like hanging, kind of dim lights.
Yeah, the
There'd
people
be a
were
little-
so nice.
Yeah, they'd have a salad bar. They'd have it's almost all booths,
Yeah,
and
true.
they'd have those cups that were red.
yeah,
and-
the little yeah. I know what
They
you're
were
talking about.
plastic. They were plastic,
but they're like frosty. I was gonna say.
that's right, and they were nicely, sort of, what's the word?
I don't know. Nicely strewn about. I don't know. If that's even a thing.
No,
Nice.
textured.
Okay.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. And maybe they'd have a couple of arcade machines in there too.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. And everything was wood. It was nice. Like Pizza Hut was nice, guys.
But I also haven't been in a long time, so they could be nice now, and I just haven't been.
dude, but I don't think they are, because I've gone to Pizza Huts to like, not eaten in, but picked up my food. And it's been a long time since I've seen a Pizza Hut where I'm like, that's a Pizza Hut.
Right. And I've heard the food's also taking a drop. I've heard Pizza Hut's not that good anymore. And it used to be the bomb.
It's not bad, it is what it is. But like, you're right. It used to be a bomb.
As Shelley Moore would
As
say.
I was just gonna say that.
I don't know if you'd
goddamn
remember
it.
who said
I
that.
was.
Because I was struggling. I was like, where did I get that? Who said that? And then I
It
remember.
It was Shelley about BB-14. All right. So I loved that scene just for the Pizza Hut.
Right. Yeah, it was good. You said best
Yeah.
scene in the movie.
Well, because I love Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I do too.
All right.
I think I liked all the scenes with Tatum by the tree. Those were some of my favorites.
Those were great. Tatum O'Neal's fucking incredible in this movie. So like her character is like her mom had dated Buttermaker.
Right. We never meet her mom. I thought that we were going to. A lot of these movies I'll be like, all right, so we're setting this up. And then it never happens ever.
Yeah, it's a good
crazy.
point. They even like set up later in the movie that she's like trying to reunite Buttermaker with her mom, and we still don't meet her.
Yeah. It'll never happen either, I assume, because that character's gone.
Yeah.
I assume Buttermaker's not coming back for the third one, right? So he's gone.
No,
too.
of course not. This is the last we see of him. But like at the end of the movie, like his relationship with Tatum is so fraught, like because she really saw him as a father figure. And there's that section of the movie where she's like, "Oh shit, like the season's almost over. Like, how am I gonna keep this guy in my life?"
Mhm.
And so she keeps like inviting him out to shit, and he's like, "What? No." And but then he says like, I'll see you next season or whatever. I'll teach you how to do this next season. And like, it's a nice moment between them. But then like, is the next season the sequel?
I
'Cause
believe
they're
it
not
is.
on the fucking team.
Yeah, I believe that it is the next season. And I had a lot of questions, but I kind of dropped them pretty quickly.
What
But
I
it made me
like
sad.
to imagine is that here's my fan theory.
Right.
All right. The mom died.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Buttermaker somehow was able to adopt her,
Mm-hmm.
and they moved out of town.
I like that. And he found love, you think?
No,
Oh, shit.
his only love was his love for his adopted daughter.
Okay. So they go live happily ever after.
Yeah, maybe she helps him sober up.
Oh, that would be amazing. I like
Yeah.
that.
I wish
think
they
that's
made that
canon.
movie.
Well, it'll be our canon. going
Okay.
Forward.
Great.
And he taught her. The thing is, he taught her how to play baseball. She's so good because he used to teach her how to play when she was little.
Yeah, right. They set that up early in the movie because he's telling the team a story of like a little girl that he like taught to like pitch a really good curveball, and then that turns out to be her. Yeah,
it's all really well done.
It's good stuff, man.
Should we talk about the other head coach?
Oh yeah. I mean, what about him?
Oh, Vic Morrow.
The late Vic Morrow, of course, murdered by John Landis.
Yeah, sad story. If you guys don't know, he died on the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, as a direct result of John Landis's incompetence.
Him along with what, 3 kids? 2 kids? I don't know how many kids.
Two children.
Two children.
Yeah. Just straight up dead. He's in this movie. It's Greg Kinnear in the remake. I remember that. But he's all right.
And that is 7 years after this. So he still has a little ways to go.
Yeah.
Of life.
True. He's got that moment with his son at the end where he hits him on the mound. That's like a big moment in the movie. Like, I feel like the first one has like a lot to say about like the spirit of competition in America or like amongst kids and stuff. And the second one like really just ignores that. But
I mean, it's a little bit the same thing. How like they're not going to win the game, but they chant "let them play" because it's all just about playing the game.
Yeah, I know, but they're also playing in Houston, the second one, because they won the championship in California.
Right, and also the thing is they do win the game, don't they? Because the thing is, like, if you win, you go to Japan for the next game. Yeah. So they do end up winning, I guess. So it's not about just the spirit of the game.
No, the second one's just like, let's have a happy ending for the people who watch the movie. I read actually in the first
Rocky 2.
Yeah, I guess. I read in the first one they shot them winning as well as them losing, and they thought the losing version was like played better in like test screenings.
That's interesting. I like that.
Yeah. And it is fun, when they throw that second place trophy at them and then like they all like Matthew gives them all beers.
Yeah. The thing about School of Rock, maybe he got that from this actually. The magic of that movie is that they lose, but it's still such a happy ending,
Yeah, they lose to what's the name of the
Expo Bombs? No, that's Scott Pilgrim, isn't it?
Yeah, all I can remember is him going, "I'm hungry in A minor G." Oh,
yeah, they're like Creed. Who is it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of the dudes from Rent.
He has like the name like I am the White Wolf or something like that.
What?
Am I wrong?
The White Wolf.
I thought he had like some weird stage name. Is he the guy that flirts with Joan? That guy?
No.
Oh, that's not his crew.
That's like no, it is his crew, but that's not the dude from Rent I'm talking about.
Oh, it's a different character you're talking about.
It's a different guy in the band. By the way, No Vacancy. I looked it up.
No Vacancy. Gotcha.
Remember, there's that one dude in the crowd going, "No Vacancy."
That was like 2005, right before Vacancy came out. We had No Vacancy. Yeah. I don't know when Vacancy came out. You know that movie Vacancy?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. They left the lights on.
No way. In the movie theater?
Yeah, it was the only time that ever happened. I know. And I tried to there were only like 2 of us in the entire theater. We couldn't find anybody to turn the lights on. And I had a jacket with me and I tried to like drape it over this big light.
I'll tell you, usually what happens is because they turn the lights on in between movie showings because they have to go and clean the theater, and they must have just forgotten on that. But usually there's just a light switch. If you like walk by the door and just feel the walls, usually there's a light switch.
Jeez, all right.
Like because the walls are just black in movie theaters basically, and there's just a light switch, and if you flip it, it'll just turn the whole thing on or off.
So that means you could just like fuck with people?
Yeah, like, legitimately. I don't know if it's in every theater, but the theaters that I've worked at, there's usually just a giant light switch on the walls that if you find it and you know where it is, you can turn them on and off.
All right, keep an eye out for that, man.
Yeah.
I would have done it like in Oppenheimer, like right when the bomb goes off, I would turn the lights on, make everyone think it was coming into this.
Then you're just ruining your own time.
Well, maybe my second time seeing Oppenheimer.
Oh, okay, second time. Yeah,
yeah, it's like that Seinfeld episode where George kept going back to showings of the Hindenburg movie because he had a line that he knew would get a laugh.
Yeah, that's freaking hilarious.
Yeah. All right. Kelly Leak That's the Jackie Earl Haley character. He's a dirt bike kid.
That's right. Well, no, he's not. He has a Harley Davidson. That's a real motorcycle, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a dirt. It's not like a motorcycle he's riding, right? Like it's
So
like
Harley
a
Davidson
kid's
makes
version.
dirt bikes.
Yeah, I gotta think Harley Davidson makes dirt bikes.
Okay, because he hits on that woman at some point. He's like,
That was
Harley
in the
Davidson. Does
second
that
movie.
turn you on? No, that's the
I-
first movie. I swear to God.
That's the first movie. All right.
100%.
I did love that movie. Oh, you're right. That's when they go visit her at her ballet class.
Yeah,
Tatum
that's
O'Neal.
definitely the first movie.
And he's like hitting on a woman in the ballet class. Like,
That
does
turn you on, Harley
Does
Davidson?
that turn you on?
I
What else does he say? He's got like a few talking points.
thought he said that. He's like, I have a Harley Davidson. Does that turn
that
you
was
on?
one of them.
Harley
That was
Davidson?
one of them. But I feel like he had like a few lines. Like he was
Oh, that's
like,
all I can
man,
remember.
this dude's got like a whole series of things.
He
that
has
he's
like an arsenal.
You know, maybe someone wants to fuck me.
Yeah, that's the one I remember because I thought it was so well done.
Yeah. I thought there'd be more made out of the romance between Jackie Earl Haley and Tatum O'Neal. They didn't
Me
do
too.
a lot with it.
Me too. Because they set up whenever she does the arcade, but he beats
Yeah.
her, and then she has
In
to go
air
on a date with
hockey.
him at air hockey, right? Which I'm great at that.
I'm incredible at air hockey. I could destroy
Oh
you.
my, yeah, that's bullshit. I'd beat you 7-6.
There, no, you wouldn't get 6. It'd be
I'd
7
get 7.
I'd beat you 7-2.
7. All right, this is bullshit. I don't like this at all. That's not true, guys.
It is
But yeah, they set up because he beats her, and then he says, "I'm gonna pick you up on a date," and then that's really the end of it. Like we don't. Do
we never
their
see the
even?
date. No,
Yeah,
and that to me is missing from the movie. I would have loved to see that date.
Because we do see her on the back of his motorcycle at one point. Is that like after a date or something?
I don't know, but like you know, he does hit on that lady at her dance class, and then like I feel like he's talking to other girls throughout the movie. Like,
He moved on.
yeah, there's just not. And then like in the second one, you know, she's gone. So I don't know. Yeah, I thought they'd make more of that, like the Amanda Wurlitzer Kelly Leak romance.
Yeah, I did too. But
Yeah.
that's just another thing in this movie that we think is like setting up for something that really doesn't.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, and it might be why the movie flies so much. Like they really don't harp on a lot. Like they get through it fast. I'd forgotten like the opening scene of the movie. He's already being assigned the team.
Right.
Like there's no lead up at all. Like the Bad News Bears are set up like first thing, and then like it ends at the last game of the season, and then the movie's over.
But it's just like it's not tedious at all.
No.
You're with it the entire time. It's
You're
expertly
invested.
made. The direction is I was pretty impressed, super impressed with the direction actually.
Michael Ritchie's a legitimate filmmaker, man. Like
Just
that
feels
list
so
of movies
natural.
I gave you, those are like real movies.
I feel like they should redo it again, Bad News Bears. You know?
Why? The Linklater version's good.
You say it's not as good as this one. I feel like this is just a thing that can be told every 20 years or so.
Maybe. But you know, I hate to say something like this, but it'd be tough to do now because of wokeness.
Really? In what way?
I really think so. Because like part of the point of Bad News Bears is that they're all a bunch of like dirt kids. Like they're poor and jerky and say racial slurs and curse a lot. And I feel like you'd have to let the kids curse. Like maybe you don't have to do the racial slurs, but they'd have to say fucking shit a few times. And
I think we'd let them.
I don't know that we do let kids do that anymore.
I think this movie would honestly be fine if we just took out some of the racist parts of it.
I think it'd be like, you know, you watch Mighty Ducks now, and then you watch that Mighty Ducks Game Changers on Disney Plus. I think it would feel like that.
Maybe. I mean, it depends who you get in charge. Like, this isn't going to be a Disney Plus thing. If we got,
It'd be Paramount Plus.
no, if we got like, who is the director now that likes baseball? Is there like a sports guy I know?
That's a good question.
Who's the Linklater of today?
It's Linklater still, unfortunately.
Linklater still?
Yeah.
Give it another go at it.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I don't know who directs like kids shit and you know,
The Florida
How about
Project
this?
guy?
I was just gonna say that.
Sean Baker?
You offer Sean Baker like a nice paycheck to do a Bad News Bears remake. I would love it.
Yeah, he's the guy who jumped to mind. He's never done really any sports or action.
No, but he does like real kids.
He did shoot a great sex scene in in that one about Starlet
Starlet, yeah.
There's a lot of cool, crazy transitions. I was like, who? I didn't know who was the porn star, who was the real actor. So he could probably do some cool baseball trickery there. I don't know.
I guess maybe you could get an all porn star cast of Bad News Bears.
I don't know why we would need to do that. It doesn't seem necessary.
No, I guess not. All right. What are we doing here?
I don't know.
Chico's bail bonds. That's a good joke.
I don't remember that.
Well, it's they have to like find a sponsor for the team. And
Mhm.
so they like pan along all their backs, and like one of them's Pizza Hut, and one of them's like a sporting goods store, and then they're Chico's bail bonds.
I don't think that I noticed that, but that's pretty good. Yeah.
What do you mean? It's on the back of their fucking jerseys, both movies.
I didn't notice it. Chico's
Yeah.
bail bonds. I'm
Chico's
sorry.
bail bonds. Very funny.
But yeah, I mean that's basically the movie. And then they play baseball, and he decides like Jackie Earl Haley's the best player, so let's tell him to like step it up, and then he starts rubbing the team the wrong way. But then they all get
Yeah,
back on the same page.
it starts to feel like they could maybe win the championship, and they'd been shit on so much by the other coaches and parents and stuff that like Mathau really gets into that, like let's win. But he has to be taught a lesson in the final game, like, hey, we're all just here like having a real nice time.
Yeah, everyone learns a lesson. Jackie Earl
Yeah.
learns a lesson. It's not about being the best, it's about having friends, right?
Yeah,
And
which
real
it
nice
is
story.
at that age, and that's why no one gave me too much shit for when I got out at home in that game.
yeah, no, they didn't care. It was fun watching you run. That's all they cared about.
I think they do you think any of the kids on that team like think about it today, like curse me?
No, I think you're the only one still obsessing over it.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
You're the one still
Okay.
like, I fucked up. I don't remember. They probably think in their mind you scored, like you're a hero. Probably. What if
Yeah.
they remember it differently?
Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I give this movie a 4.
I'll go 4 too. It's real breezy. We could barely describe what happened, but I was super in it the whole time. As we said, there are a few plot points that come up and then sort of just disappear, but it's fine. Really well done. I'll go 4 too.
Who's your MVP?
I'm going Tatum.
Tatum.
Tatum
All
O'Neal.
right. I was gonna go with Tanner.
Really? I didn't expect that.
I fucking love Tanner.
I feel like he'd be my 4th place. I'd go Mathau over him and Jackie over him, but he'd probably be 4th place.
Okay. Tatum's a good choice though, man. Like
Yeah.
she's amazing.
She
Like she was an incredible kid actress. Yeah, but didn't she have like a terrible life?
I don't know. I mean,
I
probably
feel
got
like
it
she
together.
wrote no. She became like a real bad like alcoholic and drug addict, didn't she?
even like still today.
No, I think she's got her shit together now, but
Yeah.
let's see. Yeah, she was addicted to heroin.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah. She was arrested in 2008 for buying crack cocaine.
That's pretty recent.
And then in 2020, she had a massive stroke caused by a prescription drug overdose. So she's never really gotten her shit together.
I hate that. I really hate that.
I know.
But she's still been in acting up until 2021. So
And in her 2004 autobiography, A Paper Life, she alleged that she was molested by her father's drug dealer when she was
Oh.
12.
oh my God,
Yeah. That's horrible.
terrible. I didn't know she was in This Is 40 as a realtor.
Really? Oh, I kind of remember her in that. Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know.
Yeah. She shows up.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. It's great to see her when she shows up. But yeah, like it's not like a happy story, Tatum O'Neal's life.
No, but I'm a super big fan of her. I think that she's great. And she
Well-
had like the biggest case of as Tim says, it. Like she's fucking dynamite.
Yeah, she has it like Lava Girl.
Like Lava Girl, Taylor Dooley. Yeah, exactly.
All right, LVP.
Oh shit. I did not think about this. I'm gonna go. Who the hell's Cleveland? In the
Cleveland.
Joyce Van Patten plays Cleveland, and she's fourth. Field. I
Oh,
don't
dude,
remember
that's
that
who
is.
I was gonna give LVP to. I just didn't know the
Who is
character's
that?
name. She's like one of the people running the league. She's like a lady with short hair. And at the end, when like the Bears seem like they're gonna lose the final game, she's like, "I'm surprised they made it this far." And
Yeah,
like,
I'm going her too. Why is she so high build?
I don't know, but because I guess they build just all the adults ahead of the kids in this one. But
Well, Tatum is second on the list here.
yeah,
On
but
letter- on IMDb.
Tatum's a star.
Yeah,
That like
she's an Oscar winner.
it starts with like starring Walter Matthau, Tatum O'Neal, Vic Morrow, and then like I don't think you see the kids' names until the closing credits.
I think that you're right about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think it's different in the second one. I think
No,
it's like
you
the
see all of
team.
them. Yeah, the team. It does. The first Jackie Earl Haley's first because I remember like his credit comes under the words "the team," and I was like,
Right.
"He's the team."
Yeah, he is the team.
Yeah,
And she's legitimately like coming into this with an Oscar win, right? She won for Paper
Yeah.
Moon. It's
she
crazy.
straight up has an Oscar.
I think
Crazy.
still like that's the youngest win, right?
I think
Ever?
that's right.
I think that's true. That's awesome. By the way, I'm looking up Matthau. He has won an Oscar at this point too. He won for The Fortune Cookie.
Oh, that's not a good
Supporting-
movie.
He won a supporting Oscar for it though.
All right.
And he was also nominated for Koch and the Sunshine Boys this year. So
Yeah, I saw the
last
BAFTA. He was nominated for a BAFTA. I didn't get into that in the pre thing.
yeah,
but,
these are Academy Awards. Those three.
It was for both this and the Sunshine Boys, and he lost to Jack Nicholson for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Right, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I also wanted to bring up the kid that gets hit by his dad at the end.
Right.
He ended up becoming like a punk musician. He was the lead singer of the Dead Kennedys for a while.
Wow, I've heard of them. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm. All right. You want to get into the second one? They made it like straight away. They were like, let's make some fucking money. All right.
All three of these, it's boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. So this came out July 8th, 1977, which is like just 16 months after the first movie came out.
That's the birthday of the white whale. July 8th. It's coming up real soon.
Are you gonna get her anything? Do you still talk
No.
to her?
Not that much. Not that much. I'll tell her happy birthday.
The white whale. All right. What a writer director team I thought for this film. The
Yeah, I noticed
writer,
the director.
yeah, the writer is Paul Brickman, who went on a couple years later to write and direct Risky Business.
Wow, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Your least favorite song, right?
Yep, my least favorite song of all time. Old time rock and roll. And the I just think it's so it like when I think of old time rock and roll, I just think of the boomer generation.
Yeah, I mean I do too, I guess, but
It's like fuck the younger generations. It's about that old time bullshit.
yeah, yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
bother me.
All right, anyway. The best the best. Why did I say the best? The director of this
You think
movie.
he's the best director ever?
No, I don't. I think he's pretty bad actually. Is Michael Pressman. And we covered him
we sure did.
because he directed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. So this is the man responsible for Toka and Razor and also Kevin Nash as Super Shredder.
Are you saying that as a bad thing?
No,
or a good
no,
thing?
I'm just saying that's a thing.
Okay, because I think those are two pretty cool things.
Toka and Razor, really.
I was a fan. I remember I liked them a lot more than you.
Poor man's Bebop and Rocksteady. All right, anyway. But he also directed Dr. Detroit with Dan Aykroyd. I love that movie.
All right.
It's also got a very sexy young role from one of my favorite actors, Fran Drescher.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So we got back all the kids except for the main kids. Jackie Earl. Well, no, Jackie Earl's back. Except for Tatum.
Yeah, she's
And
really the only one.
the fat kid had gotten too big. Like not fat, but he'd apparently grown like half a foot and he lost a bunch of weight. So they're like, he can't be
can't
the
do
fat
that.
kid anymore. So they recast him. But
That's
everybody
like
else
Hurley had to keep the weight for Lost, right? I remember there was a story like he wanted to lose weight, but they told him you got to be fat. You're on a fucking Well, actually, he could have lost weight because he's on an island. They could have said like he's not eating on the island, right?
Yeah, I don't believe that story at all. Like,
Really?
he easily could have lost weight on that island, and also like I don't believe he had any such restrictions when he was on Hawaii Five O for years after that and remained hugely fat.
That's fair. I always thought I heard something like he wanted to lose weight, but they were like, "You're like the fat, lovable guy on the show. We can't have you losing weight."
My favorite thing is that on that show, This Is Us, they were trying to do a weight loss storyline with the Chrissy Metz character, and when they cast Chrissy Metz, it was in her contract that she had to lose weight because that was going to be like part of the story of the show, but she never did.
Oh my goodness!
So they just had to keep that character hugely fat for the whole series.
Oh my goodness! Holy shit!
They did a thing where like her boyfriend loses weight and like she has to like react to that.
What a disaster!
I know. You know, can't trust these fatzos. All right. Anyway, this movie came out August. We did this, and I fucked it up then too, and said August when it was July. It was the White Whale's birthday, and it made $19 million at the box office, and it came in at number 24 for the year, between Julia and For the Love of Benji, which I guess we could cover someday. We could do the Benji films.
Was that a dog?
Yeah, it's a bunch of dog movies.
Okay, all right.
But I mean, if we're gonna cover a dog movie, I want to do Air Bud.
There's Air Bud and Beethoven.
Yeah,
Dalmatians,
Hey.
Lady and the Tramp.
Logan, I don't know if you knew this, but in the second Beethoven movie,
Yeah, I'm aware of this. Yeah.
Beethoven rescues the oldest daughter from the nanny from being raped.
Yes, great
Yeah.
second nanny reference. Do you just want to sing the same song? Is that what's going on here? Oh, you keep bringing up the nanny?
No.
Okay, all right.
Oh, but always.
You're welcome if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. She was
Oh.
working at Bridal Shop of Flushing, Queens. Boyfriend kicked her out in one of these crushing scenes.
We
All
should do it as a rap once. That'd be kind of fun.
That would be good.
She was working in a bridal shop in
Oh,
Flushing, Queens.
You're all aggressive. Jesus.
I should do it. Calmer.
I don't know. You're like that one guy at the Beastie Boys who can't stop.
Right.
yelling, you know?
The Beastie Boys, yeah.
I can't stand it. I all right. Let's talk about the movie, huh?
All right, let's do it.
All right. So it starts with the team getting a new coach.
Yeah, who was that guy? I forgot.
I don't know. He's just like some asshole that they know that works at the high school, and he's a jerk. And then like Jackie Earle Haley shows up and fires him, and I guess that makes it official.
Yeah, he just takes his word for it. Like, all right, I guess I'm fired.
There's a lot about this movie that I can't explain.
Right. Same.
Like,
should we try?
Here's the premise of the movie. They've won the championship in California. So it's at least a year later, right? Because they didn't win the championship.
Right. There was something else took place that they did win. Right.
Yeah. So they won something, but Buttermaker's gone and Tatum O'Neal is gone, even though we were told both of them would be back for the next season. So in my head, I'm like, this is 2 years later.
That's possible.
I don't know. Unless something changed there. And they're going to play a game at the Houston Astrodome. And they say it's like between innings.
It's a double header.
It's a double header, right?
Games.
That's right. They're doing it in between the two games of a double header.
Right.
And the winner of this game goes to Japan to play a Japanese team.
I thought that was pretty cool, actually. Like, because that's what the next movie is about.
So is this the national championships?
I kind of think so. It's like, yeah, because like, and then the next, because this is like a challenge full season, and the next one's challenge world championships. Like, they're gonna be like, we are USA going over to Japan. Like, we are the champions of USA.
But they didn't have a coach. The movie starts with them being assigned a coach. So who coached them to the national championship?
I think we are to assume that
Buttermaker?
Buttermaker. Yeah, I think so.
But I don't believe that Buttermaker then would just like drop out right before the championship game in Houston.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but I think that makes more sense than a new coach coming in and he coached him to a championship and then he left right afterward.
I mean, it does, but I also can't reconcile it with the character we saw in the first one.
I can't either.
You know what I just realized, by the way?
What?
In the first movie and the second movie, really, they use Bizet's opera Carmen,
Okay,
like as the music, like the score, basically.
that's
And
our lead, our new guy.
In the second one, yeah, I think it's a reference to that.
It must be. I didn't know that music.
But I was thinking that if I did this episode with Henry, that's what the whole episode would be about.
Oh yeah, oh that music piece. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think you're right. I think it must be because the character's name is Carmen. You were really not a fan of him because I was like, oh, Daniel's gonna like this guy. He's pretty.
I
Cool.
didn't like him, man.
He was like a New York guy.
He's Scott Baio's cousin.
Oh really?
You know, he reminded me of Rosie O'Donnell. Maybe
think
that's why I thought he was a girl.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. And he was kind of chubby too. So like at first when they bring him in, I thought he had boobs.
Daniel, I think I might have had this reaction.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't really think much of it, but I think I might have felt that exact way.
Yeah, they bring him in on the back of a bike, and I thought they were gonna like rip on like oh,
He
so
is on the
now we
back of
got
the
a
bike.
Jew and a lesbian.
Yeah,
A dyke. They probably would have said dyke back in the 70s. but-
yeah.
But
Daniel would have said it in 2024.
I would have. But they said WAP because it's Italian. I was like, why are they focusing on how he's Italian or
Right.
how she's Italian?
She right. I think
Yeah.
that was because he started out on the back of the bike, and I think that was my sexism jumping out. I was like, oh, that's where the woman rides, right? And so I saw him on the back, and you're right. He had like he was a little chubbier. He had like a little breast action going on. I thought those might be boobs.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had like little longer hair. I
And
had
he has
this
a high
reaction.
pitched voice.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
I'm telling you, it was really throwing me off. I even wrote in my notes, dude. Like I'm looking at it right now. I wrote, Carmen is our new girl pitcher. And then later on, I added the note, wait, not a girl.
Wait, not a girl. They do
Yeah.
like these androgynous names. Carmen, Kelly.
Yeah, and Carmen's a fucking girl's name.
Yeah, George
Listen,
Lopez, his daughter.
Kelly's
in the
either
show.
way, man. But like, I've never met a dude named Carmen. I've met a Carmine.
Yeah, that's yeah. What are the men Carmen? Because Kelly, I've known a few.
That's
Kellys.
his name should be Carmine, but I think they wanted to make a reference to the opera they used
That's
in the
crazy.
first one.
If that's true, then that's fucking stupid.
It's
but
ridiculous.
yeah. What are there any? Can you name any other men Carmen?
I can't name a single one.
Yeah, I can't either actually. So maybe that is the leap that they're going for. I don't know.
Did I ever tell you about the story where I was on the drunk train and there were two dudes that got into a fight, both named Carmine?
What? Okay, first of all, what is a drunk train?
All right. Oh, I guess like you're it's a metro thing, but like I used to live on Long Island, right? So like you'd go to the city, you'd go out drinking, and then you'd come back on like the train at like 2 a.m, right? And the train would be all people that went out drinking in the city.
Okay, see that's what I thought it was, but then I was like, is this another specific train only for the drunks?
No,
but it's just
no.
a train, but it's just loaded with drunk.
But it's
people.
loaded up with drunk people.
Gotcha.
All right. And one night I was on the way home from the train, on the drunk train, and there are these two Italian dudes on the train, and the one guy was calling the other guy's girlfriend fat,
Yeah.
and then they got into this huge fucking fight about it, and at one point they like stopped fighting and just to like compare notes for a second, and they were just like, what's your fucking name, asshole? And the guy was like, my name's Carmine, what's your name? And then that kid was like, my name's Carmine too.
It was like Martha. That's like this Batman v Superman. They realized
was.
that they have the same name.
It
so
was
they
like
stopped
that, but they
fighting.
didn't make up. They kept fighting, and then we got to Jamaica Station, and one of the dudes got off the train. Okay, and then you could hear the other dude in his seat after that guy got off the train, and he's just mumbling drunkenly about the other guy, but it's his own name. So he's sitting
Fuck
there going,
Carmine.
"That fucking Carmine," and I'm like, "That's you, dude."
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I'll never
Fuck
forget
piece
that
of
as long
shit,
as I live.
Carmine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anytime I see anyone named Carmine, I think of that story.
Yeah, I will too.
Thank
That's,
you.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. All right. I think Nathaniel was with me. He got to witness that. Anyway, what do we got? Let's move on.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
We we need to get to
Oh, we steal the bus.
Houston without a coach.
Yeah, we don't have a coach, so we pretend like the baseball mower is the coach, right?
Yeah, there's like a dude who like mows the lawn at the field who's like retarded.
Oh,
what do you want me to call him?
Old, senile.
No, that is not how it's played at all.
I didn't really get that.
They have to teach him how to
I think
say
senile. would be the
hello,
word.
how are you?
Senile.
He's not senile.
I thought that's when you're old and you forget how to do shit.
Yeah, that's not what this is.
Oh, that's I don't know. But maybe I don't
This
know
guy's a mental disaster. Listen, I'm not I'm not saying that it's a great portrayal of mental illness, but that's what they're
going
doing
for.
here. Yeah.
fair enough.
All right. And so they get him to convince the parents. And honestly, I thought he did a great job. Like the hi, how are you thing. I think my parents would have bought that.
Well, your parents must be stupid. That's all he said. He didn't say anything else. He's like, "Hi,
Right,
how
but it
are
was
you?"
such a crowd
Hi, how
of
are ya?
people that like he just didn't stop to have a convo. He was just greeting everybody.
Nobody asked. Like, but surely your parents would have asked. Like, so where are we going again? Where's this off to?
They know.
But no parent would say, like, again, just for clarification, like, what is this all about? Nobody said anything.
I guess like some parent would have a question, right? Like go up to him
Yeah,
and be like,
somebody.
like little Timmy is allergic to bees. So could you-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Remember this allergy. Totally. That
Right.
would definitely happen. But here, you're just using this. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? He sounds like
Oh,
Bobby
it's
the Brain
Bobby
Heenan when the
Heenan.
Tonka comes out. Wow. That's amazing. That's incredible.
That's my favorite joke you've ever done. All right. Oh my god. All right. So they go to Houston, but they need to get a coach down there because they get found out. And so they get William Devane, who's like Kelly Leak's long lost dad.
I did like that scene where they're all hanging out in the hotel. I thought that seemed like that would be so fun if you were a kid of that age, just hanging out with all your friends in the hotel.
Oh yeah. And he buys like a couple Playboys and like hands them out to the team.
yeah. I got a few, and that's where that one kid watches the movie.
Yeah. Win one for the Gipper.
So you knew what that movie was? I thought it was like Rudy, like whatever Rudy was back in the day. Like I thought they remade Rudy or whatever.
No. It's like a biopic of it's like a famous Notre Dame football coach named Newt Rockne. And they made a movie in the 40s where Ronald Reagan played him.
Okay. I think I just saw Notre Dame because isn't Rudy Notre Dame? And I was like, oh, that must be.
Oh,
Rudy.
is Rudy might be Notre Dame. Yeah. Wow,
That's
what
really
a
all I know
great
about it.
history of film Notre Dame University has been host to.
Yeah, it's true. The Hunchback, he was there too.
That's true. Yeah.
They got a lot of cool stuff over there.
Yeah. They certainly do. Singing gargoyles.
Manti
All right.
Te'o, I think he played for Notre Dame. Remember Manti Te'o?
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I know about Manti Te'o. He
You thought he was gay.
is not gay. Yeah,
That's right.
I believed that shit. But I watched a really good documentary about it. Check it out, gang. Anyway, so the stuff in Houston, I could sort of take or leave. Like I like William Devane, but he doesn't show up until like 40 minutes into a 90-minute movie, and like I don't know, he just sort of like yells at he gets into fights with Jackie Earle Haley. I read that he and Jackie Earle Haley didn't like each other in real life.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't
and
expect that.
they got into a fist fight at a cast party.
What? He's a little kid.
I know.
How do you not like a little kid
just
that much?
throwing punches at this fucking kid?
Jesus Christ. Jack Earle Haley, he is awesome. He's like, because he's little, but he's like the leader. He's like a Anthony Michael Hall. Is that who that guy's name is? He reminded me of him a little bit.
Really?
From
He's a little cooler than Anthony Michael Hall.
but he's cool in that one movie. 16 Candles. He's cool in that one.
He's not cool in that one, doesn't he?
He's like the leader of like this crew, basically.
He's the leader of a nerd crew, and he's only the leader because he gets Molly Ringwald's underwear.
But he's pretty cool. Like she likes him. They have like a 10-minute scene and sitting in a car together.
Yeah, I know, but it's like one of those scenes where it's like, why do you have to be like such a fucking dork all the time? Like, can't you be real with me for a second? And he does. He gets real with her.
It was like the transition right before he becomes cool.
It's sort of like that scene in season 1 of Buffy where like Cordelia is like, you could be popular and alone at the same time.
Who'd she say that to?
Buffy.
Oh wow, that's sad.
It was in that Invisible Girl episode.
Oh, okay.
Remember what the title was?
Yeah. Now you see me, now you don't.
Fuck you. Out of mind, out of sight.
I knew it was something like that.
On this trivia. All right.
Damn it.
All right. I like that they shot at the real Houston Astrodome. That was cool.
Really? I thought you hate the Houston Astros, probably.
Why?
I feel like they're a hated team. No?
Well, now they are because like they cheated that one year. But like I didn't hate them back then. They had like good players when I was a kid and shit. But and the Houston Astrodome always seemed cool to me. Like now, I don't know. They're like people don't like AstroTurf anymore, like the fake grass. But I don't. That always seemed cool to me as a kid. Like you go, it's like a indoor baseball stadium. I like that.
Yeah, I don't like the fake grass either. But they do treat the dome so cool in this movie. There were so many just like transition shots of the big dome and like them like looking at it in awe, like, oh my god, that's so cool. They love it. They treat it like it's like heaven.
And they get to like run out on the field at the end. It's like this big Major League Baseball diamond. It's cool.
It is cool, yeah, of course. Especially if you're when you're a little kid.
Yeah. All right. I don't have too much more to say about this.
But I was honestly super impressed with Dad. It seems like you didn't like Dad that much, but he shows up and he really starts teaching them how to play baseball. Like he's like he's good at, like, I mean the actor was putting on such like an athletic acting performance, like with his jumps and his throws. I was super impressed with him, honestly.
All right. That's good.
I thought it was like one of the better like physical performances I've seen.
I just felt like the pacing in this movie was like the opposite of the first one. Like it was so lax. There's really nothing to this movie in terms of story. Right. Like it's like the team goes to Houston to play one game and like William Devane's their coach. But like there's so much faffing around earlier in the movie with them like trying to get to Houston. There's all that stuff with Lupus that comes to absolutely nothing. Then like
the
William
girls that he likes.
Yeah, William Devane doesn't show up until fucking 40 minutes into the movie. Like, and then like we're supposed to like really care about that character by the end, and I don't know. It's hard to accept a character that's introduced 40 minutes into the movie, especially when I just watched the first one with like Walter Matthau as such like a beautifully developed version of this.
Right.
And I don't know. I just thought it was flabby. Like the movie like felt just unnecessary.
A little bit. I kind of bought into the Kelly and his dad thing though. I thought it was sweet. I like the end when he tells him like even if we didn't need a coach, I would have found you either way, and I would have made sure to make our relationship okay. I thought that was pretty sweet. I guess so.
I never really bought into their relationship. Like the moment where like he shows up before the game, like I'm gonna play after all, it felt more perfunctory to me than moving.
Yeah, that didn't really work for me either. That little moment.
Yeah, and I liked this movie as a kid a lot. Like this to me was like one of my favorite sequels probably as a kid, and like with like Back to the Future 2 and
Friday the 13th,
Empire Strikes Back or whatever. No, I mean like when I was a real little kid, and I probably would have said I would have predicted I'd give it a 3, but I think I'm only going to give it a 2.
Hmm. I think I might go a 3. I don't know.
Okay.
I really bought into it. I thought he was really good. I was just like, what a good performance. Honestly, I think that a performance will do that. I think that's why that movie Immaculate, like a lot of the movie, like your problems here you have with that movie, like there's just really not a lot going on. It's like 2 lackadaisical or whatever. But that I was like, oh, Sydney's doing a good job. This is a fun Sydney thing. And here I thought this is a fun Devane thing. I was like, oh, good for that guy. Really showing off his talents here. That's cool.
That's honestly how I felt when I saw Rolling Thunder for the first time. I was like, wow, he was the lead of that movie. Good for you, buddy.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. I liked it. And then at the end, yeah. What's up?
What were you going to say? Whatever. Go ahead.
Well, it's a weird thing at the end where we say like the TV station turned off the game and then everyone comes on. We chant, let them play, let them play. And that was sweet. I like that moment. And we do it for the Looper. We win.
Yeah, we do. The Looper. He broke his legs skateboarding or something, they say.
Yeah, it didn't seem like that kid was a skateboarder though.
But like I sort of liked that because it's like he made that big catch at the end of the first movie. And so I was able to justify it in my head, like, wow, he's really like turned a corner. He's got like a lot of friends now. He's trying out some more shit. He even got a skateboard.
That's fine, yeah. I didn't think that deep into it, but you're right. He did have a big blow up at the end of that last movie.
Yeah, it was a glow up.
Maybe he turned it into skateboarding. I don't know. So, yeah.
Who's your MVP of this one?
I'm gonna go with. It's tough because I like Jimmy Bayo, the little Carmen kid, but I'm gonna go with William Devane.
Devane, okay, and I will go with Jackie Earle Haley on this one.
That's what I thought you were gonna do. That's fine. It's actually a weird choice because coming into this, he's the guy I knew was in these movies, and he hasn't won my MVP yet. We'll see for the next one. I bet he will in the next one.
Yeah, I mean he's the only one in the next one.
So LVP, I don't really know.
Oh, you know who I'll give it to? There's like a character that really like it doesn't matter at all in the movie, played by Clifton James, who was like the weird cowboy guy that was like J.W. Pepper. He was in 2 Bond movies in the 70s. All right, he's played by this character actor named Clifton James. I this guy bugs me in everything.
Wow. I have an actor like that. He was in, I think, Arachnophobia and Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves and Fatal Attraction.
I just watched Arachnophobia. Who did he play?
I'm gonna go to Fatal Attraction. Look him up that way. I fucking hate that guy. Stuart Pankin.
I don't mind that actor at all. Yeah, that's funny. You don't like him.
He's in Congo also.
Monkey. He sure is.
No, I hate that guy. I'm really not a fan of him.
All right. Is it just his face?
Nope, it's the way he acts.
Okay. I mean, I have a bunch of people like that, but
it's both.
But yeah, I guess this guy's one of them.
I'll stick with your LVP. He's the 3rd build on IMDb too.
I know.
I remember him.
Yeah, he's only in like a couple scenes. Because he's back in L.A. By the way, it's funny that this movie takes place in L.A. All the kids have New York accents.
Yeah, especially Carmen Ronzoni.
Yeah, it's true. All right. That's it for this week, gang. Next week, Bad News Bears go to Japan, and Richard Linklater's Bad News Bears remake from 2005. That's what's coming your way.
I'll watch some more Linklaters. We can...
Oh, I'd love that. We can rank Linklater.
That'd be fun, yeah. We have a comment here from Eric Nelson.
I'd love to hear it.
He says, my mom, R.I.P., and I saw the Linklater reboot in theaters, and as fans of the original, oddly enough, we both really liked it still.
Yeah, it's pretty good. By the way, congratulations to Eric Nelson on his impending wedding.
Oh my goodness! Congratulations, Eric Nelson.
I know.
You should be saying you're very sorry to Eric Nelson because you don't believe in marriage. You think that's the end of your life.
I do not believe in marriage.
Okay.
I don't believe in having kids.
So marriage is better than kids.
Yeah, I just think you gotta be real sure. Like you should date a long time. But I feel like Eric and this girl, like they're gonna stand the test of time.
All right, you heard it here first, guys.
You heard it here first. Gang.
Yeah, you know who to go to if it doesn't work out. Daniel.
All right. Patreon.com/the franchise. Check that out. This week we've got episode 2 of He Swift coming your way about her album Fearless, the Fearless era. And we've got our normal Buffy's Angels. The Joss Boys are back with episodes 5 of season 6 and season 3. That's Life Serial and what's the other one? Fredless. Fredless.
Oh, Fredless. Yes.
Yeah. And also, hey, I don't know if you've missed this show, but you remember a little show I used to do on a weekly basis called We Love Kids Movies?
I remember that. I used to love that show.
All right. Well, we welcome back our good friend Shut Up Tim Allen to cover the new John Krasinski classic, If.
And you have yet to see it, is that right?
No, I think I'm gonna watch it Wednesday morning, like right before we do it.
Oh my God.
But anyway, that's all coming this way. Oh, and of course, Comp Beast. We're still talking Big Brother 14, which is a great season.
Mhm.
And also, hey, I'm watching here. Tell
That's
you
right.
my rankings for the week. Watch a bunch of shit. Gang, I'll try to finish The Bear season 3 by then, maybe.
Wow,
but,
so much bear content coming at you
Yeah,
these next
man.
couple weeks.
Oh,
I've been
by
thinking
the
about
way,
watching that too.
You know
catching
what
up.
I hated was in the second movie they say the title.
No way.
Yeah, because like in the first movie they're just the Bears, right? And the movie's called The Bad News Bears.
Right.
But in the second one, like Ahmad at one point he says like, "We're the Bad News Bears, but sometimes we're just bad news."
What? I don't remember that line.
oh,
That's so bad.
It's fucking terrible, dude.
I hate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the first one, there's like a thing where they're like, well, like, so what's the good news or something? I was like, is this what they call the Bad News Bears? But they didn't really bring that much attention to it. But then the next
No.
one, I didn't.
I
catch
do
that.
like that they're the Bears in the first movie though, because like every other team is named after a real baseball team. So like it adds to them being like a little dirt kids.
Yeah, they're named after a football team, the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Bears.
Bears. Yeah. So
All right.
there we go.
So come on back next week. We'll probably get some Asian slurs and then Richard Linklater will help us out a little bit. So stay tuned for that and play ball.